Hey there. Is this seat taken?
What?
Hi. You work for Pfizer. My question for you is, why does Pfizer want to hide from the public the fact that they're mutating the COVID viruses?
Is this real life? What is happening here?
Why?
What is going on here? This is absurd.
Why does Pfizer want to hide from the public that they're mutating the COVID virus?
Oh my God.
You're on video. You're on video.
Pfizer ultimately is thinking about
Mutating
What
the
is
COVID
going
virus.
on here? I need to call the police right now. This is.
Can I know this is my restaurant? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either. This is ridiculous.
So you're on video. I'm a journalist.
Bro, first of all, I'm literally a liar.
Absolutely outstanding journalism, patient journalism. Imagine setting this whole thing. I just don't even know how they could target someone through a dating app, obviously. Just the patience to do that and then to get more and more information and the self-control not to pull the trigger on the story and the undercover acting of the reporter. It really is the most outstanding journalism organization in North America, and they should own every Pulitzer Prize. But because they are called conservative or skeptics rather than part of the establishment narrative, they will never get the recognition they deserve. Outstanding group, Project Veritas. James O'Keefe obviously is working very hard on this story on an ongoing basis, but we're lucky to have a few moments with Mario Balaban, the media relations manager from Project Veritas, who joins us live via Skype now. Mario, first of all, congratulations. Not only is that outstanding journalism, it was just riveting from a shock point of view, from an entertainment point of view. That was incredible. As James O'Keefe says, he's never had a reaction like that before. What do you make of it?
Well, Ezra, first of all, thank you for having me on. Again, what you did in Davos was extraordinary as well to see, really that's the essence of journalism, right? Is asking questions. You asked questions to Albert Bourla. He didn't give you a response. We've tried to get a response from Pfizer as a result of our investigation. We haven't heard from them. I don't know why they can't respond to journalists about what we've uncovered here. But, my overall take is, as you've seen, is just incredible. This person is a Pfizer director, speaking very candidly and with clear knowledge of what he's saying, right? He very much knows what he's talking about in detail of what is going on in terms of mutating the COVID virus through what he calls directed evolution. Tries to say it's not gain of function, although several doctors, including Dr. Malone, say they believe it is. And then, he also talks about the revolving door idea where, big pharma and government are working hand in hand. Big executives come from pharma, go to government, come out of government, go to pharma. So there's just this symbiotic relationship that you have between all these powers, right? And he talks about all of that. And then, as you saw yesterday as well, then we went to ask questions similarly in the way that you did with at the WEF. And this individual reacted in some way we've never seen before in Project Veritas history. He assaulted our staff who were there to, support James's interview questions and help the staff, obtain answers. And, it's the videos by themselves. The first one we launched with the investigation has about 20 million views on Twitter alone right now. And the video of this interview where the person reacted in the way he did has almost 10 million views. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, just riveting. I watched it, and what he said was so stunning, and it was almost too perfect. And so part of me thought, can this be real? Maybe this was a setup or a stitch up, because what he said was so villainous. It is every fear, every skepticism manifested. I thought, is this guy really who he is? And I know that James O'Keefe put those questions to him in the final encounter and showed the documentary evidence. But when he was finally confronted, he said, I'm just a consultant. I'm just a contractor. I'm not even a scientist. It was like he was trying to say, I'm not an important person. I couldn't have meant it. And then the most insane thing was when he called himself a liar. He denounced himself half a dozen times as a liar. I've never seen such a meltdown, but is he real? Like, is that really him?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And, a lot of people have, asked that because, as you said, the material is so shocking and so disturbing to a lot of people that a lot of people don't want to believe that this is actually true or happening. What I can say is that, first of all, Project Veritas stands behind our
Oh,
journalism.
and I'm not doubting it. I'm just
No, I know
thinking
that. Oh,
it's the only
I know
way
that.
I could possibly, like, what he
Absolutely.
said was so shocking and
Oh,
evil.
absolutely.
I almost want to think it's a setup because I don't want it to be true.
No, believe me, I know that. I know you're obviously a great journalist and a friend of ours. I absolutely know you're not questioning that. I'm saying to the general people that have brought questions to this, Project Veritas, as you know, Ezra, we stand by our journalism, and we never get any of these materials wrong. We never have. So we have a reputation for being very accurate, and we do our due diligence to verify everything before we publish it. We have put out all the information to corroborate where he works. Other third parties have done the same. Dr. Malone has done the same. We've seen that. Here's a very telling aspect, in my opinion. Pfizer has had 48 hours to respond. If this person wasn't real, wouldn't you think that Pfizer would have responded to at least some media outlet? They didn't respond to anyone, Fox News, anyone, saying, this person doesn't work for us, this person's low level, this person doesn't have any authority on the vaccines or COVID. Not anything, not one sentence to try to delegitimize this reporting. Wouldn't you imagine that it would be easy for them if it were simple enough to come out and just write 3 sentences to try to take out the impact of this story? So we haven't seen any of that in 48 hours. I'm sure they've seen the video, right? There's no way they haven't. So, what Tim Pool said also, I will say, was very interesting. When the man was reacting, saying, "Oh, I'm a liar," Tim Pool's like, "So why should I believe that you're a liar now if you're a liar? Why should I believe what you're saying right now if you're saying that you're a liar? Why should I believe that?" So it's actually, what I can, I'm no psychologist, but I would imagine the person that, said the things that he said and knows he got caught in that situation, their gut reaction is to try to downplay everything about themselves as they could to try to, somehow convince us not to publish the story and throw doubt in the fray. But I'm not sure that strategy is being effective for him or for Pfizer.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been on the dating scene, but I acknowledge that there is obviously a temptation to self-aggrandize, make you look handsomer, richer, more powerful than you are on a date. I get it, and I believe that. But what he said doesn't, directed evolution of the of the virus to induce mutations that we then provide the vaccine for. That's not, hey, I'm smarter than I am, handsomer than I am, richer than I am. How is that even a dating lie? How do you come up with that phrase? It's so specific. It's so technical. And frankly, I think it looks evil. I don't think that's a show-off move. It's so crazy. I think that guy was having a kind of a breakdown because he knew he was caught dead to rights. And he sort of had a premonition of it earlier when he said, oh, this is like that conservative sting operation. I don't, has there been any word about this guy in the last 24 hours? Has he said anything? Has he gone to ground? What do we know about him in the last day?
Yeah, no, we haven't heard from him. And, Kim.com was a huge personality now. He tweeted something very interesting last night. He said, this person, Jordan Walker, if you're seeing this, reach out to us, become a whistleblower, because I'm sure that, you're not, really, obviously you're not happy that you're exposed through Project Veritas and James O'Keefe, but, there's people that are suggesting that potentially this individual might be concerned about how Pfizer will take his revelations, right? So if he has any concerns about his, well-being or whatever that may be, Kim.com invited him to come public. He'd support him in any way he could to do so. So, and Project Veritas, by the way, we are an organization that not only does undercover videos, as you know, but we also welcome whistleblowers.
Yeah,
so
I've seen that.
He can come to us and open up really about what's going on, or other whistleblowers can come to us at veritastips@protonmail.com. We're very receptive to people like that, and we will protect you.
That's a fascinating way of looking at it, and I'm glad you told me that. I hadn't seen that comment by Kim.com. And by the way, for those folks who don't know, Kim.com legally changed his name to that. He was an early tech innovator. He's a bit of a tycoon, and he's a bit of a dissident, lives in New Zealand, and is for privacy and for challenging big government, big tech. So that's a very interesting comment by an influential character. I never thought of it that way. I always thought of this guy as a rascal who was lying. But maybe here's another way of thinking about it. Imagine if he was part of a crime family, like The Sopranos or something, just for example. And he was on a date, and to seem tough and brave, he was telling family secrets, mob secrets that were then revealed. Would he be afraid of the police, or would he be more afraid of Tony Soprano?
Right.
And would he say to the journalist, no, I was lying. Tony never did that. We never did that. I just made it up. So you're right. He may well be more afraid of the organization within which he worked and the secrets that he gave out. He may be far more afraid of them than of James O'Keefe, who simply embarrassed him. But you know what? He looked so stressed out. He looked like he was in genuine distress. He panicked. He shouted. He almost cried. He said, "You can't do this. This is absurd." He called the police. He lunged. I think we saw a human being crumbling in front of our eyes mentally, because I think that's pure fear. That was an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. I'm Ezra Levant. Every weekday, I do a monologue about the topic of the day. Then I interview a fascinating guest, either in studio or via Skype. And then I read your mail, whether it's fan mail or hate mail, which is sometimes even more interesting. This is on our premium service, though, called Rebel News Plus. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. It's $8 a month, or less if you buy a whole year in advance. You get my show every weeknight, plus Sheila Gunn Reid's show every week. It's called The Gun Show. It's pretty amazing. You know, we rely on you because we do not take a dime from the government. In Canada, that makes us almost unique. So please help us out and help yourself to some great journalism at rebelnewsplus.com.